Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Robert Patton Global Podcast. I am here today with a new guest, Darion Abbey.
Hello.
Hey, Darion. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
Why don't you tell us about yourself a little bit?
Well, I am from great old Iowa, born and raised in Fort Madison. When I graduated high school, I moved up to Cedar Rapids, tried to play basketball for a little bit. Didn't work out, and now I get paid professionally to get punched in the face every day. So
what happened with the basketball situation?
I kept tearing ACLs, man. I've torn my ACL 2-3 times, and it just got old. I fell out of love with basketball, and I've always wanted to do MMA, and it was just like I always told myself if basketball didn't work, I'm gonna try out MMA, and here we are 3 years later and getting.
I mean, had you trained in martial arts, growing up at all?
Other than with my homies in the basement of our houses, no.
Yeah, like wrestling and whatnot.
Anderson Silva and Brock Lesnar, and we weren't. We thought we were, but we weren't.
That's kind of like what we used to do with WWE, I guess. We would
for sure.
Get the mattresses out and have a little brawl session.
We had trampolines. We'd do trampolines, and then we'd get lucky sometimes and find one with like the nets. So the nets could be like our turnbuckles, and we'd throw each other off the nets.
Oh my god!
It got violent sometimes.
I mean, I would think people would kind of fall through the nets a little bit.
I mean, sometimes.
Unless, they were super sturdy. The nets on my trampoline seemed pretty flimsy, especially for.
We had to be careful. I fell through a couple times for sure.
Okay, so you have a fight coming up.
Yes, sir. July 17th in I think it's Sioux Falls, South Dakota for LFA.
LFA. How you feeling about that?
I feel great, man. I've been training for a kickboxing tournament that I was supposed to have in March since January, so I'm ready to go. I've been in camp for 6 months now, so I'm just ready to put my hands on somebody.
Jesus. And you said you weren't going to do much today. Are you kind of alternating between like heavy workouts with like doing nothing so that?
Well, I have practice tonight. I have grappling, so it's going to be a little rough. But on the days that I do have grappling and like I'm going to have a rough practice at night, I try to just chill out during the day and maybe go get a light run in or something. Maybe go do some cardio. But other than that, I just kind of just chill out because my grappling workouts are pretty brutal.
I want to get to that. Just one thing that strikes me about fighters is the ones that fight like all the time, like Cerrone, for instance. It's great until it takes its toll on your body, I think, and you're not rested enough. Like, because compared to when he fought Conor McGregor, like Conor hadn't fought in over a year, and he was like charged to the max. He looked like just so energetic and whatever,
ready to go.
Yeah, it was like he was like the gas was to the floor, and he had all the horsepower to back it up. Whereas
part of that was, it lasted only 40 seconds, so really he didn't really get a chance to get tired or calm down.
That's a very good. Yeah.
Not saying that he wasn't prepared or Cerrone was underprepared, but I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I guess he starts off,
he always does that. He starts out fast, and then he kind of dies down by that third round, it seems like.
That's very true. Yeah, and I guess that's what he was trying to avoid by starting off
with Cerrone.
Dude, I was there.
For real?
Yeah, and I had, we were sponsored Cerrone, and I had took a crew, and we were watching the fights, and I had my shirts on, and I was talking to everyone around me in the crowd, and everyone was like, I don't know, and some people were going for Conor, some people were going for Cowboy, and it was super like electric, and then it was over.
Man, I will ride to the death for Cerrone, man. I love Cerrone. That's my favorite fighter of all time.
100%. Yeah, he's a badass.
Just for everything he stands for. I was supposed to fight for him for his. He's got a little fight series
I
that
see
he has.
that.
I was supposed to fight for him when I was an amateur. It just never worked out. I ended up going pro. And
Nice. Okay. I got to meet up with him, and I was like, humble brag, I was actually texting with him yesterday
uh,
because he did this funny post about his new bar that he opened on the BMF ranch, and he was like, we're making this weak ass beer, and I don't know if this will offend anyone, but he was like, it's the lefty lager, and it's like the weakest beer that you can buy, and you can only drink it here, but you have to sit in the far corner over there, and it's for weak bitches and all this shit. And uh, I,
that's
I
something.
I know it was funny, so I messaged him and I was like, "We ain't drinking no lefty lager, only like Freedom Stout." And he said, "Ha ha ha." But
That's
like
awesome.
sometimes he doesn't reply, but every now and then,
So, yeah, I think he's a busy guy.
absolutely, and he stays busy. It's crazy.
I want to go out there to his ranch, man, and he's got that racetrack. I'd love to go on that racetrack.
They just, yeah, the one they were just like paving, or not paving, but like
Dirty.
forming, dirting. Yeah. So what do you ride? You ride
I
motorcycle?
would do the dirt bike if I were to go. I'm I like that type of stuff. Or four wheeler. I'm not big into the car type stuff, but four wheeler ATV stuff, yeah, I would definitely be down for that.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I got to go. We did go there. I was there for like 6 hours. Not I we well because we were going for the photo shoot, and um, we get there and he's like not there, and he didn't show up for like 3 hours. So we were waiting for him for 3 hours, and he finally walked in, and then he had a couple beers, and then we started the photo shoot. It was super cowboy.
That's awesome. Yeah, he was. I remember I was listening to Rogan and heard his cave diving experience. Man, that's still to this. I'll still show that to people because that story just gets me. Like, gives me the chills listening to the way he tells that story.
I know where I was when I was listening to that story, because I
Yeah,
was
me
like,
too. I was driving and I was like, man, I was listening to it with my girlfriend and we were both looking at each other like, oh my god,
he's
that
like,
was so detailed, man.
I know they should make, or whatever, like an animation for it, but you don't even have to, because I
I
was
pictured it.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, I was there. I was with him.
yeah, I was like about to drown, and he was like, "I'm
So,
not gonna die
couldn't
today."
be.
Isn't that's funny? So you listen.
That's one thing I'm, man, is terrified of. It's drowning in that type of situation, man. Like,
Mm-mm.
because I mean, one of those, like, unless they know where you're at, they probably won't ever find you. Even if
Oh my god, yeah.
that's
And his
weird.
buddy had left him or something.
What did he say at the end? He's like, "We're probably never diving together, are we?" He's like, "Yeah, no, probably."
You fucking idiot. That was,
Yeah, I would have been
dude.
pissed. Probably would have, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was,
like
you
punched him.
got out right away. I was just stuck down there for 45 minutes, man.
I mean, isn't that? I mean, I don't even know. I was gonna say, isn't that a life that we would all want to live, like the life that cowboys living? You know?
Oh, it's the American dream for real. It's, you get to fight each other, fight people for 15 minutes, and go and freaking do crazy shit for the rest of your life. Hell yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like he just wakes up and just, okay, I'm gonna.
Him in danger, just go do whatever.
Yeah, that's really cool. The danger. Do you have any kids?
Yeah. I have a son. Yeah, he's 7. He'll be 8 in March. He'll be here today, actually. Here in a couple hours.
That's
He's
cool.
yeah, he's not into all that. He's scared of his own shadow. He won't even get in the water. I took him to Wisconsin Dells one time, and that was a waste of money.
What about like MMA? Are you introducing him to that?
He comes to practice with me. He'll punch the bag. He'll roll around with people. I mean, he just doesn't have that fight. Like, he's 7. He doesn't have that fight in him yet. It's just cool to watch, you know.
Yeah.
He goes to basically all my fights, at least the ones that are local. He can't go to this next one because there's no attendance for it. But
Oh, so they're doing it like that too. Okay, that's cool.
yeah. I haven't done that before, so I'm kind of curious how that's gonna. Because usually the crowd's what kind of gives me my nerves. Hearing the crowd, like, crap, don't get knocked out in front of all these people.
They're watching you. You know, you like I played basketball too briefly. in
Mm.
high school. And the few times I got onto the court, I was like so aware that people were looking at me that I was
Hmm.
not in my zone at all. I was like
Yeah.
so far from the zone. It was like whatever the opposite of the zone is where I was. So I think maybe having no crowd there might
You
help.
can hear their corner. I'm gonna hear my corner definitely loud and clear. It's
You have a good corner.
yeah, he's great. He's very loud. I can hear him when there is a crowd, so I'm definitely gonna hear him without a crowd. He tells me what I don't want to hear too, so that's I think key to having in your corner, having someone tell you the stuff that you're doing wrong and not necessarily stuff you're doing right. I mean, tell you what you're doing right, but also be 100% honest with you. If I'm getting beat up, I need to know that I'm getting beat up, and I need to turn this thing around.
Hmm.
And he definitely will do that to me. So he'll
What's
tell
your?
me mid and out.
Oh yeah, you're getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, basically.
Step it up.
For real. I mean, I like that though because that's mean that you need to turn it up. You need to go.
Yeah, yeah. Don't sugar, whatever
Yeah, I
coat
like those guys.
everything.
You go to the ground. Oh, how do you feel? Well, I'm tired. I'm getting punched in the face. I don't feel good right now, actually. But I'm here and I'm doing it. So, yeah, he doesn't do any of that. He lets me know what I'm doing wrong. I appreciate that.
How old are you?
I am 27.
And you've been fighting for like 3 years.
My first fight was in 2017. Yep, the beginning of 2017.
How's it going? How's your record?
Amateur wise, I was undefeated. I went 10-0. I was a national champion. Math. I was supposed to fight for the MMA Olympics, and I didn't.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm 1-1 as a pro. I fought Bellator, fought Steve Mowry. He's what 6-0, 7-0 now, I think. He was 5-0 at the time. I fought him in Connecticut on. I took the fight on Monday, flew out on Tuesday, fought Friday, so less than a week's notice, and then that's for Bellator. So that was an experience in itself. And
I mean,
then
was it like a
I loved it. It
um,
was
what?
it was something that I thought I was ready for, though. It just I wasn't though. The lights, man, are different. Those
Uh,
lights and the
yeah,
cameras, they're totally different. And then you see even the referee. You know that you sit here and I'm looking across like, damn, I've seen this referee on TV many times. Like this is a famous ref. You know, he's reffing me for my fight. I got John McCarthy sitting. I can hear him talking in the corner, and it's like, oh, damn, I'm here. I made it.
yeah.
Still got to fight, and then yeah, it
It just
didn't
so
go
it
my
wasn't
way.
that competitive, or I mean, did it go the
I mean,
distance?
the fight was great. I mean, if you watch the fight, if you look, it's on Google, it's on wherever you can see the fight. But for the first minute and a half, I was doing really good, and then I took it on 4 days. I was an amateur. I was not ready for that type of. I was gassed. I got taken
That
down to
sounds
admit it.
so familiar. My
It just it just
We have
didn't go my way.
another fighter, Kyle the Monster Nelson.
Mm.
He's been with us since like 2013, just as a customer. Then for whatever reason, we started sponsoring him. He was a lower, division um, MMA fighter. I think he was Elite One MMA champion and undefeated. He did lose. He went up a weight class one time and lost a very close fight in the guy's hometown. I think he won, but he was in the guy's hometown and they gave it to the guy. But
Yeah, those don't
he,
count.
yeah. But and so he's like unstoppable. But then he gets to the UFC and first fight, killing it, like you said, just dominating. Well, he was dominating the first round. In the
Mm.
second round, it was like the air deflated and he had nothing in him, and he just
Yeah,
got
those lights will suck the
yeah
life out of you. That
yeah
adrenaline dump is real.
it is, yeah, and I've seen it numerous times, and he I think he lost his second fight, and then he won his third fight. Then he has one more fight on his contract. So, and it was going to be on the 27th here last weekend, but his
Mm.
passport wasn't able to get cleared in time because he's from
Oh, he's
Canada.
in Canada, isn't he? I think I
Yeah.
know who you're talking about. Yep, I know who you're talking about.
He's a good dude, but it's like, so you're not alone in that, and I think a lot of people go through that, and I think like many champions have, gone through that at the
Yeah,
very beginning. So that's
for sure.
nothing. You just have to,
What I look at it is like I lost my first pro fight. Don't lose anymore. You know, like
right.
Forrest Griffin lost his first pro fight. He became a champion. That Zhang Weili, she's the 115
Yep,
champion. She lost her first fight. She's a champion. So
she is amazing.
he can definitely turn it around. And actually, after this fight, I'm moving down to Fort Lauderdale to join that Sanford and Extreme or Hard Knocks 365 team
Okay.
with Henry Hooft and the guy who I fought at Bellator, actually. So
You know some people there? Like, what's your connection?
the dude I fought at Bellator, Steve Mowry, actually after we fought, we became pretty good friends. We have actually a lot in common, which is weird. I haven't really been that close to people I've fought before, but he's been a good friend, and I was just there for a couple weeks this last month and a half, so went there a couple times. So just to get my foot in the door and meet Henry and see if I'm accepted. And yeah, I'm going down there in August after this fight.
Wow, that's a big move.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited for it though. Very excited. It's necessary.
Yeah, I mean, if this, you got to go all in, right? No,
Yeah,
no.
it'd be different if I was 23, 22, still trying to figure things out. I'm 27. It's time to get to where I want to go. Gotta do the real thing. I'm not getting any younger.
Right. And if you, yeah, anything you want to do, you can't have a second option, if you will. It's
Yeah.
just go 100% in this, and you win. I don't know. It doesn't always work out that way, but you can always pivot into something like maybe you were a coach or so. I don't know how it ends up being, but you're gonna be
I'm definitely going to coach basketball when this is all said and done. That's probably my next after fighting. I already think I got that planned out.
I would love to do that too. I like to think that I would like to help people and like help motivate them and stuff. I got a lot out of basketball.
Like a kids program.
Hmm.
I'm not really into coaching adults and high schoolers, man. They get smart mouths. I'm just not. High schoolers. Middle school would be perfect because they're right at that I'm starting to figure myself out stage, but they also want to learn. They don't have egos yet.
The ego, yeah.
Yeah. I remember high school, man. I had an ego, so
I mean, you can go a lot of places with the ego. It can ruin things.
definitely.
It's like,
That's one thing in fighting you should never have is an ego because it can get sucked right off you real quick.
oh yeah,
With a, yeah,
the universe will.
even just one hard practice will humble somebody real quick in this sport.
Well, it is weird though that some people, I guess it's a persona and a character, an act, whatever, but they can portray this huge ego, and maybe it's real, maybe it's not, and then back it up on the mat, and it's like that is a whole different level.
Yeah, it's like what's his name, Covington.
Yeah, Covington.
He can talk his ass off, but I mean he can back it up. So
Basically, anytime I would talk shit from on the court, like no matter what, because every time I did it, I was doing good, right? So I'm kicking ass. I'm like, and then the moment I say anything, then I'm like, for whatever reason,
down.
I can't. Yeah, I can't make it. I can't even dribble anymore. It's like something.
Probably just thinking about it too much. Like, damn, I just started something. Now I got to back it up. Now you're probably just in your head too much.
Yeah, it puts a lot of extra unnecessary pressure,
Exactly.
And I guess
that's why I don't talk shit, man. I'm not.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean it's not for everyone.
I'm not going to be that guy that. Hate to say it, love the guy, but I'm not gonna be Bisbing. Get Bisbing. Like he talked all that shit to Dan Henderson, and then got H-bomb.
Oh my god! And you know what's weird though? Like I love Bisping, and we sponsor the Believe You Me podcast, and like I met him, and we text all the time and stuff on Instagram. But
I would love, yeah. I love Bisping, and it's crazy. It took until I think he got the title. When he knocked out Luke Rockhold, that's when I was like, okay, Bisping, I respect that.
Yeah,
I respect.
I mean, I was watching.
And then the guy's fighting with one eye.
Yeah, you can't take anything away from him. He's a badass motherfucker, and whatever the judges did has nothing to do with him as a person. They just, he got some favorable treatment, but that's not his fault. And sometimes they give it to you because you are talking shit and you have some star power. And my example of that would be Henry Cejudo versus what's his name, the Mighty Mouse. Because DJ, DJ won probably the fight, but I feel like they wanted a different champion. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I thought he won that fight, though. I thought Cejudo.
Did you?
I really thought he.
Well, maybe I don't know.
The takedowns right at the very end of the fight is what kind of. I think it was close enough. Those takedowns secured it for him. Right. Even though he couldn't hold him down and control him for very long.
Yeah.
He still got him and got the points for him.
Well, I guess the other argument is, when you are fighting a champion, it should be more definitive. But
you have to beat the champ. That's like with Dominic. Everybody's talking about Dominic Reyes and John Jones. I didn't think Dominic Reyes won that fight. He won the first 2 rounds, but he started to fade in the 3rd round, and John just took over like he does in the 4th and 5th.
Yeah, yep.
If you're gonna beat a guy like John Jones, you have to beat him.
Exactly.
Like, indecisive. Like, regardless of what's going on, he's the champion. He's a long reigning champion. You can't take the guy's belt away because maybe one extra round.
Or like a razor thin margin.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have to watch the Cejudo fight again, but I just thought it was really close. So I was like, it
was super, super close. I wouldn't have been surprised if they gave it to DJ. Exactly. I remember going into the decision, I just thought that Cejudo had did enough to pull it out.
And I think it was what was best for the sport. I think that those characters make it more intriguing.
Yeah, for sure.
Triple C, it's fucking king of cringe, and it was so gross, and we hated him at first, but then you started it's kind of funny.
I've always liked Triple C, man. He's because it's an act.
Yeah,
that's the thing about him is you can tell 100% that that's all an act. But then you go to a guy like Covington, and I can't really. People say, "Oh, he's nice in person." I don't believe it. He sounds like. Looks like just a fucking douchebag.
It is weird how everyone says he's nice, and we could sign him any day. We're talked to his Belingi group, and I've been talking to his agent for months, and we're on the fence about either signing him or not signing him. And he, but everyone swears he's so nice. She says he's so nice. It's clarifying it's an act, but. I don't care personally. I want controversy. I want attention. The hate, the love, whatever. As long as your name's being said, you're going to get paid. And I'm trying to make this money, and that's why we go for semi.
All publicity is good publicity, man.
Just controversy sells, and especially if it's kind of fun and lighthearted, and as long as nobody's getting hurt.
And at the end of the day, they get to punch each other in the face.
Yeah.
It's just not people talking like they do on Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah, and then settled and respect is earned.
Yeah,
or it's 100%. Not. But that
he got my respect a lot more with that Usman fight. That was a good fight.
I was there too, and I've only been to. I went to 3 UFC fights ever, and they were all the last 3 UFC events before the quarantine. And I was there, and I was
that whole card was nuts, man. Wasn't that Holloway and Volkanovski too?
Yeah, and the chick, whatever, the greatest ever, Nunes was fighting.
Oh, Nunes knocked out was it Holly Holm?
I think so, or Raquel Pennington or something.
Yeah, Raquel Pennington. Okay.
And we just signed her. She's great. She's local here. So we're gonna Raquel Pennington. Yeah, we had previously the first big name. I guess I don't know if you call it big name, but fighter we got caught was her girlfriend, our wife, Tisha Torres.
Okay.
And that really opened the door to everyone else. Cerrone saw us with her, and he hit us up, and that was a cool thing.
You guys got Danny Green too, don't you?
We have worked with Danny Green. Exactly. He was in San Antonio.
Yeah, I seen him on the page. I was like, oh, that's Darion Green.
We're trying to get out there, and we're trying to work with the biggest names, but also you find that sometimes people have a huge name, and then but the just maybe your product doesn't fit with them, or their audience isn't really as engaging as they just happen to have a lot of followers, but they're not really like that motivated to buy the products that they're pushing. So that one was a short.
I've been telling all my friends about you guys, man. I like your guys' stuff.
Thank you so much, man. I see. Yeah, we saw that on your Instagram. I was like, damn, this guy's going hard. Like as a small business, it means a lot,
Yeah, I got nothing but good things to say, man. It's great, comfortable. That's what I love the most about it. As long as it's comfortable and because especially the underwear, man. I've went commando for the last 3 years, and then you guys sent me those underwear, and I wear them every day now. So.
And I want to ask you, well, and because our Kyle, I don't talk to guys too much about this and the underwear thing as far as like when you're training and whatnot, but he said he'll put them on, and then he puts a Thai steel cup on over the underwear, and he said it's like perfect. Have you ever?
Yeah, I've used them for compression shorts, and then I put I have a jock strap, so I put my cup in my jock strap, and then put that on over top of it, and then put the leggings on over top of that. So, but other than that, everything stays.
I've never worn a cup. That's weird.
I'm gonna tell you a story that might make you. So, was it 2 years ago? I was in training with one of our kickboxers, and I wasn't wearing a cup, and we were just lightly sparring, and he sent a knee straight up, and man, it erupted my left testicle.
Oh my god!
I had to get surgery.
Holy shit!
I was out for 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, not a good time. I didn't wear one in practice until then, and now I don't ever not have one.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take your.
It's all fun and it's all fun and games until that and it's funny because my coach, I told him like something's wrong. Like I went in the bathroom, checked myself, and my whole left side was just swollen, man. And I told my coach, I was like, there's something not right. He was like, you're good. It made me keep practicing. So I had to practice for another hour with an erupted freaking testicle.
Oh, no.
Went home that night, iced it. I woke up the next morning, man, and you would have thought it was an emergency. It was not good.
That would be so scary.
Dude, it was. Everything still works, but yeah, it was very close to losing lefty.
Oh shit.
Someone's Lance Armstrong out here.
Yeah, and I have a friend of mine. It's pretty common to only have one nut sometimes. You can still get it done, apparently.
Yeah, get the job done. Yeah, it was a rough 3 weeks though, man. That was a very uncomfortable situation.
And as guys were like, "Oh, I don't need to go to the hospital." Sometimes, and so you're probably like, "We'll put some ice on it."
Dude, that was the most awkward trip to the doctor ever. Like, so what's wrong? I'm just gonna show you.
Oh my god, yeah, I can't really explain.
That's basically how it went. I was like, I don't really know how to describe it, and I was like, here, I'll just show you. Just drop my pants, and they're like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was ugly.
I can't.
It's not a fun situation. They're like, you need surgery right now. So I had to get emergency surgery. Had to call out of work.
What do you do for work?
Crazy. At the time, I was driving a taxi.
Oh wow.
But right now, I work for a company called Nordstrom. Yeah. They're like high-end clothes and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know Nordstrom's. We were trying to get our product in there, but one day, maybe.
One day. They are pricey.
Mm-hmm.
Very pricey. They give us a 20% discount, and I still don't shop them.
Yeah, it's like all the super, whatever, highs.
They got Louis Vuitton, all that good stuff. I don't wear that stuff anyway. Man, you can give me some sweatpants and a t-shirt. I'm good.
Yeah. Jeans and a tee.
Even if I make UFC stardom, man, you probably won't catch me in an interview with a suit on. You'll catch me with some basketball shorts and a t-shirt, flip-flops.
Keep it 100.
Comfortable all times.
I have to admit, I do like to put on a nice suit. It's and I think
I can't say I don't look good in a suit. I'm just not a
Oh well,
suit guy.
they suck to wear.
My girlfriend
Yeah,
loves it. My girlfriend loves when I put on a
yeah,
suit, but
they suck to wear. But there's something like
I just get so hot so
mhm.
fast, man. Like I'll have it on for 10 minutes, and it's like, all right, I'm suffocating. I gotta take it off. It's either that, or I'm gonna turn into a freaking fire hydrant and start freaking dumping out sweat all over
Maybe
the
we got to
place.
get the whatever whoever Conor McGregor has make his suits, and maybe
For real, he's got some. You got some good
that
suits. I will
I'm
give him
pretty
that.
sure that's when I got back into wanting to wear suits again. I was like, this motherfucker,
The one he had when he fought Floyd, the one that said "fuck you" or whatever,
pinstripes.
that one was
Yeah,
good. Yeah, that was good. That
it's
one was good.
we're all like watching the world evolve, like at the same time from different geographic regions and stuff. It's kind of funny that we're like
Mhm.
witnessing just even these fighters. I don't know why, but the UFC is my favorite sport, and I don't watch
Oh,
anything else really.
yeah, I watched basketball and well, not
Yeah,
now, but basketball and fighting every weekend. That's
yeah.
all I
Now there's
really
enough
all.
to watch. You don't like really have to watch anything else. And I used to watch basketball, but I guess I don't know why. I just like to play now. And when
Yeah,
I did watch that Jordan documentary, did you watch that?
I have watched all the way up to like episode 7. I just kind of honestly
The
forgot
Last
about it.
Dance. I mean, that's
Yeah,
just
it was
yeah,
good. It made like I was never like I like Jordan. I respect Jordan as one of the greatest of all time, but I've never been a fan of who Michael Jordan is as a
right.
person. So like I'm not. I don't know. I'm weird that way. I guess if I don't like you, I'm not going to follow anything that you do.
I mean, see, but back then there was no social media. We didn't know anything, and
Yeah,
I was graduating high school when he was winning those the last three championships, and it was, and I was in awe of the
Duke can play. He is every bit of good.
amazing. Like
Uh,
he was winning,
Ridiculous.
like the game-winning shots, and just like dunking on the Knicks, and like putting his finger in their
Everything.
faces, and
Dude,
like on the biggest guys. Like it didn't matter, and he pushed his team to be better than they would have been otherwise, which is something to be commended. But and I guess you can't like be nice about it sometimes.
I mean, there's being nice, and then there's being a dickhead.
Yeah,
uh, Kobe, he had the same mentality, but you don't hear about him being an asshole. You
yeah,
know, like, kicking people off the team, fighting people all the time. Like,
yeah. He punched Kerr.
I
I
don't know
think
if
he
he can do
punched
it.
Kerr in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Kobe got in some fights, but you didn't hear how. I guess you didn't hear about it with Mike back then either. But everybody's always said Kobe's just or was a respectful person.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
we were the same exact age. That was fun. Like we were both graduating high school, and he was going to the NBA, and he looked
Mhm.
like he had the fucking Oakleys on his forehead, and I was like, this motherfucker's same age
Kobe,
going to the
man.
NBA. Like it was insane.
I didn't it's crazy because I didn't respect Kobe like I did as much as I did like when he was winning championships. It took towards like the end of his career. I think when he tore his Achilles, honestly, that is the turning point. When he tore his Achilles and he shot those free throws, that's when I was like, all right, I respect you, Kobe.
Sometimes like that's kind of like the Colby thing. I mean, it's like you see them going through hell and still pushing forward, and you can't not respect that.
Exactly. Even like with Bisbing when he got his eye ripped out, that's kind of that was my turning point. I was like, damn, this dude's fighting with one eye. Yeah, how do you not respect
Right.
that?
And he won. And that's like I
Yeah.
read his book that he has a really kind of like Cinderella story, rags to riches, and
I'm not a reader, so I'm waiting for the audiobook on that
it
one.
was here. I'll tell you how to read it. It's really fun if you read it this way. And I'm not a great reader. I'll like it's like 3 pages in, I'm like nodding off because for whatever
Yep.
reason. But this one, because we're MMA fans, you'll probably get into it. It's a really well written. But what I would also do is stop reading, and I have UFC Fight Pass, and it would get because
Mhm.
it went through basically his whole career. And as he came up to this fight, I would pause the book, watch the fight,
watching the fight.
Yeah, it was, and
Okay.
it was like an interactive read, and you could probably do that listening to it, but
Yeah, I got so bad ADHD, man. I'll read one page of a book and I'll forget everything that I just
does
read.
that bother you?
Yeah, I just don't read.
So that happens to me, and I want to tell you
I'm
this thing that I've been doing recently, and it's helping me read, and it's a little whatever woo, but I've been doing Wim Hof breathing. Have you heard of that? Right? No?
Mm-mm.
Everyone does the Wim Hof breathing. Okay, so he's been on Rogan and he's been on the news, and he's called the Iceman. Wim Hof. Google him. It's
Mm.
there's an app. I would download the app, and there's a breathing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep,
See,
yep, yep. I think it came out. I think it's on my freaking Apple Watch, to be
well,
honest.
it's so powerful. You're doing these like deep breaths, and you're
Mhm.
activating shit in your brain that normally wouldn't be activated unless you're like running or training or something, but you can kind of activate those juices while you're
Those
sitting
deep
there,
breaths.
and then I'm doing that and I'm reading at the same time, and I'm not nodding off. Just a little tip, try it if you want, but it has helped me get through a few books now, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
because otherwise you're right, like I'm like you, I'm like, this is boring or something.
This is dumb. I'm gonna play video games. Forget
uh,
this.
Video games are so exciting.
uh, man, that's my kryptonite when it comes to doing stuff. Is you want to go do this? Yeah. This game is pretty
I'm
lit right
about to
now,
get
man. I
another
don't know.
set. I in the past like 3 or 4 years, I got an Xbox, gave it away. Got a PS4, gave it away because I get a little bit too into it.
Where you messed up was, man, was buying that Xbox. That's where you messed
Okay.
up, man.
Well, so I'm about to buy another PS4 because I wanna get. Oh, but then I heard the 5 was coming out, so I'm like,
Yeah,
and we talked about it.
I
I think
mean, it's worth it though. I think it'd still be worth it. I mean, the PS5 will come out towards the end of the year anyway, and then even then, it's still going to be a freaking. I don't think they've released how much it's going to be. It's going to be pricey.
so. Yeah,
It's definitely something you're gonna have to say. I'm gonna have to save
my
for.
girl said she's like, just get a PS4, just get a used one for now,
Mhm.
and then or whatever, and then
Well, a lot of the good games, man, right now that are hot are free. Like the Call of Duty
what?
Warzone, that's free. Fortnite's free.
How's that? What is?
A lot of just the battle royale part. A lot of the battle royals are free. Games I play anyway, but like I'm an RPG guy. I like to play role playing games. That's like
Oh, like
all I
Call of
play.
Duty or
Other
what?
than
Right?
Call of Duty's not
Oh no,
RPG. RPG would be like so Skyrim,
Fable.
Fable, games
Fable
that
is so good.
games that you have to like you you upgrade and you have stats
Okay,
for basically.
I'm not. I'm
Like
not
a
a good
loot.
gamer, but
Yeah, I'm a freaking nerd.
okay. So I want to maybe switch gears a smidge, just because we'll start running out of time ish here. Um, so, like, what do you do to stay, prepared for fighting? Like, what's your routine and your strategy and like secret to success?
Well, no secret really. Um, I really just I train probably 3 to 4 hours a day. I usually go from 4:30 to like 8 o'clock during the week, and then I usually get an hour and a half in both days on the weekend. And then for cardio, since I've torn my knees quite a few times, I don't really run very much, so I just bike, swim, and then hop on the stair climber. That stair climber really is what does it for me. Man, just going live, like live rolls, live sparring. I feel like the best way to get ready for a fight is to fight, I guess. Spar, because I mean, that's what you're
Uh
doing.
huh.
Sport, I can't remember what it's called, like sport based conditioning.
So just like your method to be prepared is just keep preparing. Just like
Just keep preparing.
yeah, because
Get ready. Mentally, I tried to. I like the short. I mean, a lot of guys don't like it, but I like to do the short notice fights because I'm always ready. And then if I only have a week to think about a fight, I'm going to do a lot better than I have to thinking about it for 8 weeks. Because after that 8 weeks, by the time it gets there, it's like, damn, I'm mentally drained.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But when it's only a week's notice, I really don't have time to think about it. I can just get in there and fight. That's why I love the Bellator opportunity, man, because I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to worry about it. Literally, I had no time. I literally took it on Monday, hopped on a plane that Tuesday morning, got there, had to start doing my medicals, my pictures, everything. I had no time to think about the fight. And then by the time I was thinking about it, it was time to fight. So it was like, all right, I like that.
Yeah, the mind can fucking ruin and it just gets in the way sometimes.
I think the last book I read, actually, that's funny. It was called 90% Mental, 10% Physical, and that kind of explains it perfectly. Like a lot of it is mental.
Oh yeah.
If you can't get past that mental hump, man, it's gonna be a long night.
Well, so I mean, I've read this book called Think and Grow Rich, which I recommend to anyone ever. It's about the principles of success, essentially, and a lot of it, it's all mental. Like it's all mental because it starts with the mind, and then the body does what the mind tells it to do. And visualization is key for performance in sports, according to these like scientists and stuff. Like even for basketball is a great example. The free throw they use as one of the study components, and they have people shooting free throws compared with people that are just visualizing themselves shooting free throws, and they both improve at a very similar rate. And
that makes sense. I mean, I replay the fight. I mean, if you listen to any fighter, they tell you they replay the fight in their head freaking 5,000 times before the fight actually happens.
So you do that then?
Oh yeah, it's hard not to do that. If you don't, I think it's the first stage of a psychopath if you don't do that.
Yeah, how can you not think about it?
If you're not worried about it at all.
Right. But do you do like the raising your hand, like that visualization,
I do that when I'm sparring. Like after I'm done sparring, after my long rounds, I try to I'll run around the cage with my hands up, and so you get that. A lot of it to these judges, man, is showing them that you can still go. Like the fight's over, but I can keep going. Like so, I just won that fight. Especially if you look over, my hands are up, I'm running around the cage, and the other guy he's sitting on a stool huffing and puffing. Okay, who really won?
Yeah, and how you finish? Like if you finish on top, or if you're finishing and you landed the last few strikes or whatever, that is also, I feel like, how you finish the fight
I definitely think the third or fifth round, however, if it's 3 round or 5 round, they should. I feel like those rounds should count more because it's how you finish. Like you could start the fight the first 5 minutes, like a bull. Everybody can start with a bull in a china closet, come out and dump their load, but can you do that in the 5th round, that final minute when you're both trying to win the fight?
Yeah, that's. I agree. I think the 3rd round should have a little bit more weight to it. But I mean, if you win the first 2 rounds and then you lose the 3rd round, what happened? What's that?
You lost then.
Yeah, because in a real world fight, you just lost.
Yeah,
in the street.
Even if I get that. I don't know. It would have to be. I don't know how you would do that judging wise. I would hate to be a judge, man. I could never do it. I get too into the fights anyway to be a judge. I'd be like, I'd forget that I'm judging the fight.
Yeah, I see.
With like that Dustin Poirier fight and Dan Hooker fight this last weekend. Oh, I hated to be.
That was so brutal, and Poirier's fucking got some little. The way he throws like his punches is very. It's like he uses his shoulders as hinges, and it's really technical.
Yeah, I love Dustin Poirier.
I was not honestly the hugest fan,
Really?
yeah, but this weekend though, I was like, I bet on Hooker to win.
Oh no!
I also bet on McGall.
Mickey go,
I know, but
what?
the day they were both underdogs, and I was trying to win a couple bucks.
He's trying to get paid. Yeah, he's
And I
trying to
was
get paid real
like,
quick.
I thought, I mean, Perry's lost like his last few fights, and he just got this girlfriend he's bringing into the ring to corner him, and I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't know.
I've done that before. I mean, I haven't brought her in the ring, but my girlfriend's been in my
Oh
corner
wow.
before. Not just her, but like, yeah, she's one of my 3 cornermen.
I got to do a quick plug for Bisping, the Believe You Me podcast. If you haven't heard it, this week's episode is so funny when they talk about Mike Perry and having his girl in the corner. It was, and they were kind of teasing him a little bit about some of her instructions, and because she was like, punch him in the face.
Punch him in the face.
And they were like, she gets straight to the point. She doesn't beat around the bush. She's like, get right to
the action. Punch him in the face.
Yeah. So in the way the banter of Luis J. Gomez and Michael Bisping is super funny.
Yeah, Gomez is crazy. Bisping, he's hey baby boy.
Baby boy. Doggy and stuff. I want it to be a much bigger podcast, like bigger than The Fighter and the Kid. Do you listen to that one?
No, I like Unfiltered and Believe You Me. I think it's My Mom's Basement.
I've never listened to the UFC Uncensored one. I don't know why.
The Unfiltered. Dude, Matt Serra is hilarious.
He really is, actually.
That's why I listen to it, is for freaking Matt Serra, because he be having me cry.
See, I should have given him a chance. I saw him on like the Dana White's Looking for a Fight, and they would have the most hilarious moments, and he is a comedian. But the other host, I can't think of his name.
Robbie Fox is who's My Mom's.
Oh, okay. Who hosts with Sarah? Jim Norton. So he was on Rogan way back in the day, and he was weird. I was like, this
open, super open.
I was like, this dude is saying,
if we're talking about the same thing, then yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Having sex with smelly girls and stuff. I'm like,
when he was super young.
So maybe I should give him a chance then. But I was like, this dude,
he's funny as hell. Like that's why I like him though, because he's so open and. So he don't give a fuck.
Clearly gives no fuck.
Those are the people, I respect people like that. Man. Like if you like how can you not respect somebody who's that?
Yeah,
open?
I guess it's almost admirable, right? Because you're like, just say whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I can't say that shit. I ain't telling my deepest, darkest secrets on
not everything. There's some stuff I keep to myself.
Maybe some funny stuff, but not the personal stuff. Yeah, but I like Rogan. I like Rogan's fight companions with him and Job and
Eddie Bravo.
Eddie Bravo's crazy ass.
I'm gonna get with Eddie Bravo for sure.
Eddie Bravo. Yeah, I'd love to hang out with those. Backtracking. Have you seen any Bisbings and Chad Mendez?
Oh my god, yeah. That
it's bold.
It's like, why did he post that? Why did Chad post these? Like, where did that come from?
I don't know.
But
I think Bisbing said something about. I think there was an alpha male that fought this last weekend, and he must have said something that triggered Mendez. But then Bisbing called him a steroid freaking user, which is funny because Mendez really didn't cheat. Like if you actually followed his USADA stuff, he has I can't think of what it's called. The stuff that itches crazy.
Eczema or psoriasis.
Yeah. He has that stuff. And what he got popped for was the cream that he has to put on his stuff.
Oh my god.
On his scabs. Yeah. So Bill Bisbee was calling him a steroid user and shit. Chad Mendez was like, bro, like.
Yeah, he's like,
I knew what I was doing.
I let them ban me or suspend me.
Yeah. I remember when that happened because there was a big story about him not fighting it. Like, why are you not fighting it? But people don't realize that would have costed him thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just to fight
Yeah, and
something.
it might
Probably was super
delay him coming back or delay the start of the suspension.
Yeah, he said he wanted the time off anyway. So
I could see that. TJ, what happened with TJ? Where he popped hot and clearly did it.
I had respect for TJ before that too.
I did too.
He lost
Yeah,
he lost all respect.
he was basic.
It's even funnier that he got knocked out from
Oh my
it
god!
too.
Yeah, he was.
He did all that just to get knocked out, TJ.
That's the ego, though. He wanted that belt. That the two belts. Yeah. Everybody wants the two belts, so
you're putting someone else's line or freaking health on the line, man.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That cheating shit. Like, we're already trying to hurt each other. Don't take no physically enhanced stuff to make it for you to try to hurt.
No, yeah, for sure. It's not like playing golf.
I think the way Bisbing describes it or explains it the best, like, that's what he says basically. Like, we're already trained freaking killers, so let's add steroids to the mix. That doesn't.
Well, and if it gives you an unfair advantage and you have the ability to do more damage to me,
that's the case. Why am I gonna take it? Like, I wouldn't, but it's like, if you're taking it, why am I not taking it? I think one championship there. I don't think they test for it anymore. So, like, a lot of them guys, like, have you seen Vitor Belfort lately?
Is he fighting again?
Dude,
he's back.
It's not official that he's like doing it, because I obviously don't know the guy, but he's looking mean. He's looking like old Vitor.
And there should be a league for that, but that it should be separate.
If you all sign a waiver saying we're using like whatever,
like the older league, the seniors cup.
Get Hendo and Vitor. Give Bisbing some steroids and have him go in there and fight Vitor again.
Hendo was 46 when he fought that last fight with Bisping, and that's insane. He still looked like the same. Like I did not think he was.
Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz's last fight?
I saw parts of it, and it's kind of sad, really. Yeah.
They should have never, like, at some point, commission, you just got to say no.
Yeah, and Tito's like all there as for mentally, and Chuck is less than all there, and I did not like seeing that.
I think Tito's still talking about fighting, so he's still.
Yeah, he's like, he didn't take as much damage over his career for whatever.
I think it's still, speaking of people taking damage, one person I think it's crazy can still fight and still even can speak correctly is Overeem.
Really? Yeah, he has like hundreds of fights.
Like, not even just the fights, the times that, like, when he gets finished, man, he gets finished. Like,
Ngannou.
The Francis Ngannou, Curtis Blades. Who else knocked him out, like, real bad? I think Stipe knocked him out pretty bad. He's been knocked out pretty bad.
And apparently
the freaking Rosen strike, getting his lip exploded.
He was winning that fight too, I think.
Yeah,
it was like the last second.
And I think who was reffing that? Dan Mergliotta, I think. He could have, because Rosenstrike walked off.
That was so crazy.
That was weird. That stoppage was weird. Because Overeem kind of seemed like he wasn't out. He kind of just seemed like that shit hurt. Like, he got his lip exploded, he dropped, but he popped right back up. But then Dan stopped it. I don't know. I'd have been pissed if I was Overeem. I'm like, I'm still here. There's 5 seconds left of the fight.
I know. It's crazy when you lose fights like that. I've seen quite a few, because I kind of gamble on fights these days a little bit, and my dude will be winning, and then like the last minute. I think Volkov, that big white tall dude, fought the Black Beast a few fights ago.
Derek Lewis, dude.
I know, he was winning the whole fight.
Because Joe Rogan was like, "Don't, it's not over. It's not." Joe was like, "It's coming. It's coming."
I know, and you know it's coming. So it's like, just stay away from him. You have 1 minute.
Just run. Just run.
Because you don't want take that chance. And I mean, another fight that's coming to me is Yair Rodriguez versus the Korean Zombie, and it was like he was. Remember that?
Yeah,
The
that was
last
brutal.
second, like literally the last second, he bent down to duck from a punch, threw his elbow up, and knocked out.
I don't think
I
he meant to
know.
do that, dude. Like, I still don't think that was on purpose. I think it just ended and it worked. I think they both kind of like went to duck, and his elbow just came up and
Yeah,
caught
it
him.
was one of those freak incidents. And then I humble brag, I got to meet Yair real quick, like for like 2 seconds. It was at Donald Cerrone's after party from the Conor McGregor fight, which was not much of an after party, but he was standing there, and I was like, "That's fucking Yair Rodriguez," and I went up to him, and I got to talk to him. Just like I said, we like shook hands for like a minute, and then but he's like the same size as me. I was like, this badass motherfucker.
That's how I felt. Like I got to meet Justin Gaethje when I was out in Vegas training, and I didn't even notice, dude. We were doing cardio, and I look over, and he's the person standing right next to me doing cardio with me. I was like, whoa! I was like, you're fucking Justin Gaethje. He's like, yes, I am.
That is so
It
cool.
was funny. I was like, you're a fucking stud, dude.
You know, I bet against him too, and I'm like,
oh, why?
Okay, so Ferguson and Colby. I know, you know what I mean. So what are you gonna do? Like, I didn't know. Like, if I had the opportunity to bet on Gage or to sponsor Gagey that fight, you know, I probably would have taken it. But I got the opportunity to sponsor Ferguson, and everyone was losing their shit. They're like, "You got Ferguson, holy shit!" You know, greatest of all time. Da, da, da. And then he lost, and I'm like, anyways.
Ferguson is not any short
No,
of
for
tough,
sure
though,
not.
man. That's what, honestly, that's how I saw that fight going, was Ferguson just getting beat up for 5 rounds. Like, unless he was able to get him down and submit him, I thought Justin's striking is great. It's crazy for not being a traditional striker.
Yeah, real clean.
He's Trevor Whitman has done a great job.
Precise. He was connecting everything.
Yeah, with so much power.
I know.
They had to going and going and going.
They were telling him to take off a little power. Remember? They were like, "Ease it up a little bit."
Yeah, he's like, "I need you to take like 5% off."
I mean, take nothing away from him, just to make an excuse for Ferguson, maybe, was that the weight cut that he did a couple weeks before, which he maybe shouldn't have done, and that's my only real thing. Like, and he's older, you know, 37, 38 now, and whatever. But
honestly, man, I got Gaethje to beat Khabib.
I could see that because they're both wrestlers, but Gaethje's got the strikes.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't even know if he's a better wrestler. I don't think he's a better wrestler than Khabib, but I do believe that he can stop his takedowns.
I hope so. I will.
With that, he's got that freestyle wrestling background, and them freestyles, man, they got good takedown defense because everything's coming at him. But I would love to be a fly on the wall for him and Kamaru Usman training together right now.
Gaethje?
Because Usman and Gaethje or Gaethje's helping Usman get ready for Burns.
Ooh, yeah. Let's talk about that real quick, and then I need to bounce. But Burns is making a statement.
That's where I was just at, man. Was down there with his team. I saw him working, and
he's no joke.
He's a freak.
Yeah,
he can keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going.
Yeah, I don't see this being a clear victory for Usman. You know, I mean, you never know, but it could.
It might be a boring fight, though, man. To be honest,
I hope not,
because they're such good friends.
Oh, that's right, they're best friends. I forgot about that. Yeah. Or I don't know if they're best friends, but they train together.
They train. Yeah. I'm not saying that they're not going to give each other what they got, but I don't think it's going to be the war that everybody thinks it's going to be.
I hope it is.
I mean, I do. I pray that it is, because that's going to be a fucking fun fight.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. Who else fights on that? Oh, Volkanovski, and that's what I'm ready for. Volkanovski and too.
Yeah, to me that was a super close fight. You know.
Yeah, I'm riding to the grave with Holloway, though.
Yeah, sure. I would have given that to Holloway because of the whole "you got to beat the champ to take the belt" thing.
I thought he beat him pretty
okay.
Bro. Okay. I do.
I mean, those
leg kicks add up so quick.
Yeah,
and then you got the champion switching stances all the time. Like, he couldn't get his. I mean, those fourth and fifth, he showed up as a champion, but like those first 3 rounds,
Yeah,
he kind of got beat up on.
that's fair.
That's just my opinion.
That's fair. I think that, like I said, I was there and I was waiting for the Connor fight, so I was kind of just like Connor, Cowboy, whatever.
That was a good fight, though. I'm excited for the next one. Who else? There's 3 title fights. Who else? Oh, Peter Yan and Aldo.
I say Aldo. What do you? Yeah.
Really?
No, I don't know.
No, not. I'm not like. I'm just saying like.
Okay, so here's one thing. I've lost every bet that I've bet, so I don't take my opinion. But I mean, obviously, he's one of the greatest.
I'm going off of Jan's 25,
right?
Upcoming stud. I think his style is just gonna be hard for Aldo, and then it really is. I mean, we've seen Aldo make weight once. Can he do it twice, 3 times?
Yeah, he looks way too small like that. It's crazy.
He looks like TJ when he went to 25.
Yeah. Well, I'm down for Jan to win. I'm not like I don't know. I've only seen Jan fight a few times.
I mean, I could see Jose's experience winning him the fight, but as far as like technical, it was more technical. I don't know. If Aldo, let's say with Aldo.
Well, it's
Aldo kind of stopped doing his leg kicks, man.
Yeah, he did.
If he did, like those leg kicks he had were so brutal. Those what won him a lot of his fights, setting them leg kicks up and taking people out of their game.
I was watching something this weekend. It might have been even. I think I went back. I'm watching one of the Ultimate Fighter reality series with Bryce Mitchell because we just got Bryce Mitchell, so I'm watching this season with him. And I had already seen it. I forgot that I had already seen it, but you barely see him in the first few episodes. Anyways, point is those front leg kicks are like they're so useful.
Of his front leg, he has good.
No, not even his. It was another fight. Sorry, that was kind of jumbled story, but
I got you. I get what you're saying now.
Yeah. Do you use that much?
I watched. At work, I work at a desk, so I kind of sneak and we can listen to music, so I kind of sneak my UFC Fight Pass on, put my phone up in the corner and watch. I blow because I got an 8-hour shift. I'll blow out a half a season of an Ultimate Fighter.
I mean,
in a night.
But do you use the low cap?
Oh, yeah. Especially now that I've been seeing people use them calf kicks. I've been using calf kicks a lot.
That one. That's the one. The low calf
kicks. Yeah. Them calf kicks add up quick because they send a shock up your whole leg.
Yeah.
Them thigh kicks, they hurt and they immobilize you, but those calf kicks will ruin your whole fucking night.
Yeah, because you can't plant down on your foot well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I aim closer to the ankle, so like it's sending shockwaves to your ankle, sending a shockwave up to your knee, your calf. It's gonna throw you all off. But I didn't when I first started fighting. I was scared to throw leg kicks because of that Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman. Yeah. I always replayed that in my head. Whenever I throw a kick, I'd be like, "Man, this is gonna be it. Yeah. This is gonna be it."
You better not hit that shin, man. That's so bad.
But now I'm just like, if it happens, it happens.
There you go. Hey, man. I gotta bounce. I really appreciate you coming on here and chatting it up. We were just shooting the shit. Good luck on your fight on the 17th, LFA. How can people watch that?
It will be on UFC Fight Pass.
Hell yeah.
I think it's LFA 85, July 17th.
Well, then I will definitely be watching that. I will be cheering.
I have you guys on my shirts too, so you guys will get some TV time with that too. So.
Oh shit! Fuck yeah, dude! That's what I'm talking about. Right on, brother. Thank you so much again for taking the time to speak with me. Hopefully, we can do it again sometime.
For sure, man. Just let me know. I'm down for whatever. This is my first one, and I enjoyed it. Yeah,
it's gonna be on iTunes. We're already on iTunes, which is pretty cool. I subscribed to my own podcast yesterday for the first time, so you can.
Oh, the Apple podcast.
Yeah, Apple. Okay. And I'm probably also on, I guess, Stitcher, but then also on YouTube. So those are the places you can watch and share. And Robert Patton Global.
Cool, man. Oh, you got 5 stars too.
Hey. So thank you so much again, everyone. Follow him on Instagram at Darion Abbey.
Yeah, or I think it's Dino MMA 93.
Booyah. All right, dude.
Appreciate you, brother. Have a good one.
Go to sheathunderwear.com. Get yourself a pair of underwear. Check them out. 100% money back guarantee on your first pair if you don't like them. Promo code SHEATH will save 30%.
1 out of 10 recommend.
And we are out.